Dumpling, welcome to part 2 of our East Blue recap. One Piece, as you can see, very nice light behind it. I don't know if it's too strong for you guys. It's not supposed to, it's cloudy outside. I'm going to finish this video and then the battery is actually pretty low, so we're doing 22%. I'm going to be going outside, do a little TikTok live. I'm going to come back. Today I only have to read two chapters of this, and then we didn't have some trailers to react to, and that's it. So that's actually pretty good day. We skipped Orange Town. So Orange Town, technically speaking, isn't that important. Orange Town isn't. There's a couple of concept explored, but it's weird because you realize that out of all of the arcs, right? Orange Town is the only town where it's the only arcs where you don't really get a Namaka, you don't get a Straw Hat. So why is that important? Well, Luffy's out to the sea. He wants to become the king of the pirates, or basically get to One Piece, right? Be the one king, the one pirate who found the treasure. I already forgot how to talk about the One Piece. One Piece is the treasure of Goldie Roger, right? And the treasure of Goldie Roger, Goldie Roger was the greatest pirate in the world, right? And he got executed by the Marines. There's a lot for that. It's not clear. It says that he gave up on himself. It says that he was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna surrender. There's no way. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Fucking jankety shit. Ay. Yeah, it's broken. Aha. If I do like that, it's still good. But you know that it's broken. Okay. Cool. Oh. Gotta be careful with that. Yeah, so Goldie Roger, I was like, hey, I'm going to become the king of the pirates and valued. Look at this. They're cheap. I don't understand. Keep this and keep this. Right, we'll put it there for now. And I'll possibly put some, because this we use them as a. Aha, I can do this. Okay, this we use them as a for the mustache. Let's get the mustache up. Nice. Fuck yeah. Good. Perfecto. Hell yeah. So that's it. Goldie was supposed to have this wonderful treasure, which called the One Piece, which is the reason why most of the pirates. This is fucking garbage, dude. Can't believe they broke. Can't believe they fucking broke. I'm gonna fix them. It's gonna take a couple seconds, but yeah. Fucking cutting a pepperoni too. Cutting a pepperoni, they broke. You saw that, right? So in Orange Town, so Luffy has to go on the sea. That's why he wants to become the king of the pirates. To get the One Piece, he needs some Namaka, which is crewmate, to do so. Right? However, he doesn't manage to do it. He doesn't manage to be like, hey, yo, I'm gonna become the best pirate. Right? Well, he's gonna one day manage, but he needs a crew first. And because he needs a crew first, that's the main goal. So on East Blue, the reason why I keep talking about East Blue is one of the 4 parts of the world. So East Blue is where Luffy is from, right? So the East Blue is home to Sanji, to Zoro, to Nami, and to Usopp. Those are 4 people out of the 9 people that Luffy currently have in his team. So it's a huge part of it is there you go. I'm gonna put another just to be sure. So this is Orange Town is the first arc. It's the only arc actually in the East Blue where he doesn't get the Namaka. So if you look at the Roman's Dawn, which is the first arc, you get a Straw Hat, you get Luffy, right? Then in the second arc you get Zoro, right? Which is the I don't remember the name of the town. And the orange, you technically get Nami and the orange, You don't really get her because she leaves. Spoiler. So, however, you do meet characters that are super cool. You do meet Buggy the Clown. Buggy the Clown is actually a character that is it working? Not really. Fuck. Yeah, it feels weird. Yeah, they're cheap. It's not a big deal. Okay. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm a bit unfocused. I'm doing things at the same time, right? There we go. We fix them. They're not great, but they're not bad. Which is actually pretty good. So, with this, or not, is not the most important part. We get Buggy, right? Which is possibly one of the cooler pirates. He becomes a Yonko after. Yonkos are the four emperor of the sea. Or the four strongest pirate of the sea. And now his Big Mom, his Kaido, Shanks, Crocodile. He's a Yonko. So yeah. Another time we meet Buggy. Nami, which is a thief that steals shit. Right? Buggy, only importance in the beginning is in the Namaka of Shanks. He used to be on a pirate ship. Now, I'm sorry, I should have. The nicest thing about the ship is we don't know who the captain of the ship is. We later learn is the one and only Goldie Roger, the king of pirates, which is actually really nice. So, I guess Orange Town for the purpose of. In the previous town, we met bad Marines, and the Orange Town we meet bad pirates, right? Which are pirates that are only looking to attack people. So the Orange Town is funny because the Orange Town is kind of being under Buggy. So Buggy is the aforementioned de facto leader. De facto is by factor, not by choice. But it's not, we didn't choose that leader. He just came and he just took over. That's the de facto leader. It's not good. So Buggy comes in and he's like, okay, well, guess what? You're gonna give me all your cash. And then we realize that a lot of those people are died trying to fight Buggy. The funny thing is when you see Nami, which is the Arlong Park arc, is the same thing. Is the same thing, but Arlong is a lot stronger than Buggy. Buggy also has a Gungam fruit, a devil fruit. So Luffy has a devil fruit. It's supposed to be super rare. Buggy has a devil fruit, which is supposed to be super rare. Now later in the story, there's a lot of people using devil fruit. It's a lot of people. But in this, and I think that East Blue, I think Buggy and Luffy are the only people we meet that are using devil fruit. I'm pretty certain of that. Is it somebody else? No. But then again, we're talking about a we're talking about the manga. I'm not talking about anime where there's a lot of filler. Okay, so the Orange Town. You meet this town, right? And the nicest part about the Orange Town is there's a dog protecting a pet shop, which doesn't seem nice, but it's okay. So Orange Town actually is pretty important. When you think about it, it's really important. So you got a dog protecting a pet shop. Why is it special? Because people make why is this dog is protecting this dog is fighting a fucking lion for that pet shop. Then you realize that the pet shop was this owner, and his owner died fighting Buggy. It's not said that he's died fighting Buggy, but it's implied. Like, okay, well, this is important for the dog, so this is this treasure, which is the mentality of another treasure. See, and that's the reason. So, for Luffy, the treasure that he has is the straw hat, which was given to him by Shanks. For Buggy, the private treasure is cash. Right, so this is the mentality, and that's the different mentality. So why it's so important is because we're getting all of that, and Buggy also is the first devil fruit hunter user. We got a mayor, which is the first time that Luffy technically saved. So Technically speaking, did Luffy save the town of the Marines with Morgan? No, the Marine did. Luffy helped the Marine take control, but it didn't help it. The Orange Town is the first pirate crew that we have that is kind of serious. So we have Buggy, which is a Devil Fruit user. Most captain of One Piece are Devil Fruit user. Most of them, right? We have this one. We have another one, which is I don't remember his name, but he's like an acrobat. He has a sword, right? And we have another one, which is a freaking he's a beast tamer, right? I think it's Mochi, but I'm not sure. So Mochi goes against Luffy, which is pure strength versus pure strength, and the swords, the acrobat, which is good with sword, goes after Zoro. So it's sword versus sword and fight versus fight. Then we have Buggy. Buggy is actually really cool because Buggy has a chop chop fruit, meaning that he can separate his body into how many pieces he wants. So Zoro is completely useless, and even Luffy takes a long time to attack, right? So it's actually pretty cool. Zoro also, Buggy also tell the tale of how young Shanks was, the mentality of treasure versus money treasure. Shanks' treasure was his crew, it was going places. Buggy was cash, right? So already you see the different mentality, but this is reproduced with Luffy and Shanks, and you can truly see it's written like that to prove that Shanks really influenced Luffy, because Shanks is a really good pirate. It's a really kind pirate. You think that Luffy's gonna be a good pirate, you know? So that's it. When it comes to this, the nicest part is the nicest part of the manga. So what happened is, oh, by the way, Kobe in the manga gets hired by the Marines. A lot of the opening are Kobe training to become a good Marine. Him and MSPO also become a Marine, which is fun because then the same and the next time that you see Kobe becoming a Marine, and you know that. You see MSPO and like, why did he become a Marine? Well, you have to read the manga. So you have this, you have that. What do you have else? What do you have else? Okay, so you have. Oh yeah, so they defeat Buggy. The way they defeat Buggy is they take part of his body and they put it in a. They put it like in a. It's not a cage. They put it in a knot. Let's call it a cage, right? And then they throw the cage somewhere. Now the funny part is in the manga, Buggy does the hard work of trying to get his body pieces, and because then he only has hands and a head and feet. It's actually pretty funny. Now we have the next arc, which is the syrup arc. Syrup arc is where we meet Usopp. Once again, the syrup arc is actually kind of cool. It's a small town, and it really does feel like it's actually like a lot, a lot calmer than the other town. So in the syrup town, we meet Usopp, which is a liar that tells story, but you actually realize that he's a good person, right? So the reason why he's a good person is because he takes care of people. He has his crewmen, and the nicest thing about Usopp is possibly one of my favorite characters. So Usopp comes in and he has his crew, and it's through his children. And you realize that he lied to them, he died to them, but he cares about them and he's trying to protect them, right? You see that he meets this girl called Kaya, which is the richest person of the town, and he lies to her, but he lies to her because she's sad. And then you realize that the reason why Usopp lied was because his mom was so sad, and it's super funny because Usopp is possibly one of the best written characters in East Blue. So he comes in and every day he's like, pirates are coming, and people are worried. So you see, it's a reference to Simon Cry Wolf, but it's more than that. It's a lot more than that. So what it's supposed to represent is it's supposed to represent. It's kind of complicated. It's kind of complicated. It's supposed to represent. Okay, put it like that. It's supposed to represent Simon Cry Wolf, but his mom is really sick, and his father was a pirate, and his father left. So the real reason that Usopp scream isn't that in allusion to Simon Cry Wolf. It's an allusion to the fact that his father coming back. So every time he said the pirates are coming, he was telling his mom, "My father's back," and she would smile. She would smile, right? And then you meet the bad guy. The bad guy, and this one is actually really cool. So the story is Usopp is the bad guy who lies, and the good guy, which is the butler, is a good guy. No, the butler who's a good guy actually is a pirate. Remember I told you the pirate that broke Morgan's jaw and becomes steel? Well, that's him. So he comes in, and once again, it's a really cool way to do it. They did it really, really, really well. So in the story, what happened is Usopp is the only one that has to fight him, that knows his secret, but he tells the secret to the people they don't believe him. But Luffy believes him. It's like, you know what, we got your back. So it's possibly Usopp, Luffy, Zoro, and Nami. Nami will join in the Orange Town. Nami is whom? Nami is a navigator, which means she knows how to navigate the sea. She knows the weather, but she doesn't join the crew right now. She's not official a Straw Hat right now. We'll see why later on. So Nami comes in, right? And then what happened is they fight against the Black Hat Pirates. So the Black Hat Pirates, which is really nice, is the group of pirates is kind of like a good group. One of them is Django. It's a hypnotist. So the hypnotist hypnotize Morgan into saying, "You beat Captain Kuro," which is the bad guy in this case. And you beat Captain Kuro because of that. Kuro is dead. So he tells the Marine that Captain Kuro is dead because he tells that Captain Kuro is dead, right? Because they don't know what he looks like. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, Morgan, you're so cool." They give him promotion, but Kuro is still there. The reason as to why is because Kuro was tired of fighting the Marines every time. I'm gonna fake my death. I'm gonna make a lot of cash on this island with Kaya because she's rich, and I'm gonna be done. Right. The problem with Kuro is as they're fighting, it's a good fight. You see a lot of people, but Luffy is super strong, so you defeat a lot of them. The one that's left are Django, which is the Hypnotist. Kind of weird because now we're adding another person. So remember in the Orange Town when the Beast Tamer was fighting Luffy, the Sword was fighting Zoro. Well, we have a third member of the crew, which is Usopp. So Usopp fight Django. Django is actually super strong because he's using Chakram, which is our blade that you can throw, like boomerang, if you will. And Zoro goes after the two brothers. The two brothers are the Neon Brother. The Neon Brothers are actually kind of special. Their brothers are super scary, but Django gets to hypnotize them into thinking that no, you don't have fear, and become very very strong, right? So like that, there's a fat one that is super strong, and there's a skinny one which is super fast. Zoro gets to beat both of them, and then we got Captain Kuro. The reason why Captain Kuro is such a bad character is because he kills member of his crew. He doesn't care. Like, oh, you're nothing to me. And you look like Luffy's like, yo, these are your Namaka. They're important. I'll fuck you up. And there you go. Then they win. As a reward for saving the Syrup Village, they get a new Namaka, which is Usopp. There's a really cool moment where Usopp is like, yo, I'm gonna go on my own. But then Zoro's like, what are you doing? Come with us. And then Usopp's like, what you mean? You're a friend. You can come with us. So that's how he joined them. But it's funny because Usopp doesn't really ask to join. Usopp, it's funny. Okay, so it's like that, right? Luffy convinced Zoro to join, right? Luffy convinced, in the East Blue at least, Luffy convinced Nami to join. He's gonna help Nami in a way where she wants to join, and Sanji is gonna be the one that says, "Hey, can I join you?" Usopp is the only one where there's not a moment of saying, "Yo, would you come with us?" Right? There's not a moment with that. I will actually realize. Oh yeah, that's actually cool. React. King of Pirates. Pirates. Vision. Cool. Cool. And with sugar. He defeats Captain Kuro, then Usopp comes in. Next we have the Baratie. Baratie is the arc that's not an arc. Every single arc has been on an island. Baratie is a restaurant of fish cook. And the coolest thing about the Baratie is they're a bunch of badass, right? They're a bunch of badass led by a bigger badass, which is Zed. So you go in and you're like, okay, well, we're really hungry. And the funny thing about that is because Luffy eats a lot and he owes money. He becomes a core boy. So the guys are like, okay, well, we have to wait for him, right? And the fun part about that is there's a crew of the Dunkree Pirates. They come in. The Dunkree Pirates are as strong, if not stronger than Buggy. It's not mentioned if... It's not... Okay. So with the Buggy, he had a strong crew. With Don Krieg, he had a strong crew. With Captain Kuro was strong, but his crew wasn't great. Apart from Django was useful but not strong. The Nyan Cat brother, you needed Django. If you don't have Django, they're useless, right? So yeah, so this is the problem. So we have the Don Krieg Pirates. It's kind of cool because right away you see Sanji. Sanji is the cook of the show. Sanji is the main part of Baratie. This is why we're chilling in Baratie. So Sanji right away, he sees a Marine, and the Marine says, "Yo, there's a bug in my soup, just for to pay less." And Zoro's like, "No, fuck you." And it's cool because they did a really simple narrative and saying, "Oh my God, it's this lieutenant. He's super strong." And then Sanji defeat him. So because Sanji defeated a strong enemy, we realize that Sanji is actually really strong. And in reality, he's not that strong. Well, none of them are strong. Zoro isn't strong. Luffy isn't strong. Nami isn't strong. Usopp isn't strong. Now, Zoro will train. Sanji will train. Luffy will train, and it will get stronger. Nami, sadly, and Usopp is complicated. Usopp uses technique to get stronger. It's funny because Usopp will be strong if the guy is susceptible. So if you believe the lies, if you get tricked by Usopp, he's good at tricks. But if you don't get tricked, it won't work, right? It will not work. Good. Okay, we didn't talk. That's how cries inside. I feel bad. One of the guys said cries inside. I don't know that. Oh, fuck. I have this friend, right, where we're texting on both of my accounts. I want to text on both of my accounts more and more and more, and I'm like, dude, I don't have the time. I guess you, I just don't. I just can't. Um. So yeah. So it's nuts. Oh, it's nuts because I feel bad now. I feel bad. That's how easy it is. Um. I'm gonna try to get. Okay. Cool. I have time. Okay. I have time. Yeah. I was talking about something else. Yeah. So how can I put this? Okay. I will do that. Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. We have a lot to think about. We have a lot of talk to think about. Um. So yeah. So long story short. Long story short. Okay. Let's put it like that. So, oh, for fuck's sakes, Sanji comes in. Okay. So there's a pirate that's called Jin. Jin comes in and Jin is like, "Yo, we're hungry." So everybody's like, "No, you don't got cash. You feed him." And the only one that wants to feed him is Sanji. And actually, the cool thing is, Sanji isn't the choice of Luffy. So it's really cool. It's really cool. Luffy wants to get Zoro. When Usopp is already their friend, so it's like, well, I don't really want you in my crew, but you're a friend, so come in, right? Luffy wants a cook, but he doesn't know who he wants. And then you see Sanji. Sanji was strong. Sanji would decide to feed. He decides to feed Jin, and then he's like, Luffy's like, "Yo, I just found my new cook." So it's really badass moments of Luffy. I'll tell you a secret. Right? A lot of time, the way Luffy acts, he reminds me of Goku. So Goku was the father of the big tree, the father of Naruto, not the father in real life, but the father of the mangaka, right? Oh, I'm gonna put it there. Okay, cool. There you go. Good. The Tokyo is good. Good. So, Goku is a bit dumb. Then he gets serious. He gets Kakarot. Luffy gets like that too. So Jin comes in and he's broke, and then Sanji is like, "Yo, let's feed him." And then everybody's cook's like, "Yo, fuck you, chef," which is Zed. Boss, he fed the broke boy. He fed somebody for free again. And then Zed's like, "Yo, let him go." And it's funny because the whole time Sanji hates Zed. They're constantly arguing. They're constantly fighting. They're insulting each other. And you're like, why is he keeping you around, right? And then you're gonna be learning why. This is my best. So Zoro backstory is a bit boring. Is he goes to a dojo, right? He goes to a dojo, and that dojo is basically he loses his best friend, and that best friend wants to be the best swordsman, so he make a promise to her, and that's it. That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. That's the story, right? That's the story of Zoro. I promise. Sanji is actually a really good promise. Sanji possibly has the best backstory, but the trick with Sanji is that's not his true backstory. It's part of his backstory. There's more to it, right? All Straw Hats have kind of two backstory. We'll see that later on. So Sanji comes in and he feeds Jin, and the chef is like, "Yo, let's help him out," and then Jin brings his boss, which is Don Krieg. Don Krieg has the reputation of being a bad guy. He's a really bad guy. He's like, yo, don't trust that guy. Don't do anything that you do not trust him. No matter what, you don't trust him. So he comes in. It's like, yo, I got 100 men. Can you feed them? And the boss is like, yeah, we'll feed them. And everybody's like, no, don't do that. Do that. Don't do that. And then the boss is like, hey, if somebody's hungry, we have to feed them. Sanji said the same thing. So then realize the backstory. You see, I don't give a shit. I'm sorry. They tell me when people are live, and I'm grateful they tell me, but um, I don't understand. There's so much on my plate, guys. It's nerve wracking. Okay, let's stop complaining. Be a man. So, Sanji comes in, and Sanji used to be part of a chef boat, right? Kind of like the Barati. Because a lot of pirates, they need pirate ship to cook for them. But then Zed attacked them, and he saved Sanji. So Sanji is the sole survivor, and Zed is the sole survivor of the two crew. They go on this island, right? And Zed give a small bag of food to Sanji. It's like, yo, this is your share. You're gonna be waiting for 30 days. Go on that side of the island. I go on this side. This island, I swear to God, this island is possibly big like the apartment. It's super small, right? It's more like a pillar than anything else. And he tells Sanji, yo, go here. If you see a ship, scream. I'm gonna be here. If I see a ship, I'm gonna scream. Right? So Sanji has his food and like, ha ha ha, I have food. So he really does a big job at ration the food. Ration the food. I don't know how you say it. And then for 30 days, and then it's like, yo. After that, he managed to do 20 days or 25 days. It's like, yo, I'm fucking hungry. And I remember that the other guy had this huge bag. So Sanji comes in, he has a knife, and he cuts the bag open, right? And oh, I forgot to say something. Okay, we'll say it after. The food, the old man never had food. He cut up his own leg to eat, right? And that's what he's eating, and his leg was the way he fights. So Sanji fights with his feet because a chef hand are meant for cooking, not for fighting. Usopp used finding a sharpshooter. He's gonna be using a lot of tricks, so he has little bullets. So for example, Green Arrow or Hawk from the Marvel, it does the same thing. So he has different ammunition and he's using in different situations. Pretty simple, pretty simple. So that's what happened. Now, next on the list, we have what? We have Zoro, who fights with three swords. So two swords at each end, a sword here. That's his three style sword, which is really cool because every single other person are using either one sword or two sword. Is using three, what makes him unique, right? That's his good way to. That's his good way to do the thing that he does, I guess. So the Bharati, you have Jin, and Jin brings in Krieg, and Krieg is up right away betrays him, like, yo, we're gonna attack you, right? And then you realize the reason Zed had to feed Krieg because of what happened to him and Sanji. So they attack, right? And then there's a fight. Krieg is actually a really strong opponent, really, really, really strong opponent. The first opponent that he has, the first crewman that he has is Pearl. Pearl is a dude that has a huge shield and a huge shield here. He's able to kill everybody. Once again, Krieg fight dirty. So what he does, Krieg captures Zed and puts a gun at him and say, yo, don't fight back. So Sanji fights. Sanji's fighting, but he gets destroyed. Now, the other one is Zoro. Zoro is basically fighting somebody else. Zoro's dream is to become the best swordsman in the land, or in the world, right? So he fight the best swordman in the world. The best swordman of the world is Mihawk. Dracula Mihawk. Mihawk is the best swordman in existence. So he meets. And the Mihawk fight is actually really, really nice. I'm going to be reacting to this also. Mihawk fight. Nice. That's perfect. Okay, cool. And in the Mihawk fight, of course, Zoro gets destroyed, but Mihawk see the potential in Zoro. Like, you know what? I'm gonna leave you alive. I'm gonna let you live, because I see that you have potential. So Zoro gets saved, because Zoro gets saved. Like, yo, we're good. We're good. And then there's really touching moments of friendship between Zoro. Where Zoro tells Luffy, I'll never lose a fight again. I know Zoro is the favorite Namaka for this season, for this reason. every every single Straw Hats, which is the crew of Luffy, as one point of the show mentioned, he is the pirate king of pirates. It will become. I believe in him. That's him. That's him. I know he's the guy. He's that guy, right? And Zoro was the first to say it and say, "I know it's gonna be pirate king of the pirates, and only the strongest swordman can follow the pirates' words. The best, only the best women can follow the king of pirates. Give him another chance, right?" So Luffy's like, "Yeah," but Zoro is really fucked up. Only one person that can fight is Usopp. Is not there. Usopp has to go against. He goes away. Okay, so Nami takes the cash of Baratie and take the cash of Luffy and runs away. We're gonna understand why she leaves the crew. She steals the money. She goes away, and Luffy tells Usopp tells Luffy, "Luffy, Nami is gone." So Luffy tells him, "Yo, please go after her. We need her. She's our navigator," because Luffy already chose her, right? And he's, okay, so Usopp is like, "Okay, no problem." So Zoro is very wounded. Usopp is gone. They're fighting on the underwater. Now Luffy had a devil fruit. Devil fruit user cannot go on water. They cannot swim. He's like, fuck, what am I supposed to do? So only Sanji fight, and Sanji's not even a Straw Hats yet. Um, so yeah, so they go in. Sanji is not able to fight Pearl. Jin comes in. Jin comes in and kills, not kills, but he destroy Pearl. And he's like, okay, well, Don Krieg, I want to fight him. He saved my life. So Krieg defeat Pearl to fight Sanji, right? And the best thing about that is he defeats Sanji, and because he defeats Sanji, he's like he's supposed to kill Jin's supposed to kill Sanji, but he can't. This dude saved my life, Don Krieg. I'm sorry. So then you have the Don Krieg joins the fight. Don Krieg will fight Luffy. Don Krieg is using a lot of gimmicks to fight, but once again, Luffy has a devil fruit, so he's using gimmick too. The fight ends with Jin destroying Luffy, no, destroying Don Krieg, right? So then we have the really cool scene of Sanji joining the crew. The really cool scene is that Zeph is like a father figure to Sanji, and that Sanji doesn't want to stay on the Baratie with his ship. It's like, okay, well, my son Sanji is not really my son. My son wants to see the world. Can you do that for him? And Luffy's like, okay, cool, I'll have him as a cook. So then he kicks out. There's a really cool scene. It's really emotional. How everybody treats like Sanji like shit just so he leaves. How Zeph treats Sanji like shit just so he leaves. Because Sanji feel like he owes Zeph because Zeph saved his life, but Zeph wants the best for Sanji. So he doesn't care about his life, right? Which is cool because when you think about it, Shanks lost an arm for Luffy. So what happened is Luffy gets thrown into the water. Shanks has to say to jump in the water because Shanks know that Luffy cannot swim because of the devil fruit. So then he gets to save Luffy, but because he saved Luffy, another beast at the same time want to eat Luffy. So the beast come in to eat Luffy, and Shanks he loses his arm protecting the Luffy. So Shanks lost an arm, and Zed's lost a leg. So very similar. Now we're moving on to the last arc that we have, which is the Arlong Crew Pirates. Arlong is one of my favorite arc in East Blue. It's not my favorite. Oh no, we have the lockdown after. The lockdown, I'm gonna do it first because it's very simple. And I'm seeing that my battery is pretty low. So the Lockdown serves. Okay, so Lockdown serves as an intro to the Grand Line. What is the Grand Line? The Grand Line is the rest of the world. The East Blue is one of the four seas of the world. The Grand Line is where you go to enter the other part of the world. So the Lockdown is more so where Zoro gets better sword because he broke his sword with Mihawk. Lockdown is also where we saw the place where Goldie Roger was executed. Lockdown is also the first place where a person sees Luffy and say, "Yo, you remind me of Goldie Roger," right? And for the longest of time, people were wondering if Luffy's son is the son of Goldie Roger, but no, he's the son of Dragon. Dragon we see in this arc, Dragon, which is the king. So there's three groups, right? There's the government, which are the Marines. There's the pirates, which are the pirates, and there's the Revolution Army, which is a group of guerrilla led by Dragon, which is the father of Luffy, right? The guerrilla are going after the government. They're going after the pirates. The guerrilla going after the government is more like, okay, well, we're the resistance, right? So that's pretty much it. Lugtown also serves the purpose of introducing a lot of characters. So we know that Buggy is back. We know that Buggy is gonna go in. We know that Alvira is back. We know that she's gonna go in. We also introduced a character named Smoker, which is a good marine. He's a really cool marine. He's really, really strong too, and he wants to go after Luffy. We're gonna see him in Alabasta, which is the next arc after this. We're not gonna do this. We're gonna finish at the Arlong. We're doing the Log Town. So Log Town is also the path where they go in on the sea. And yeah, the best part about Log Town, right, is that all the five of them are putting their legs on a barrel of rum as a promise. So Luffy says, "I promise I'll be the king of pirates." Right? Nami says, "I'll promise I'll draw a world map." Sanji says, "I'll promise to find." I don't remember the place, but it's basically a place where there's a lot of fish. Right? Usopp say, "I promise to be a grand a grand warrior of the sea." I don't remember if the giants are in there at 5%. So I have to finish the video. But I'll do Arlong. Okay, so Arlong we're gonna do it in a special fashion. Fuck. 5% batteries. I don't like that. Fuck's sakes. Okay. So we got 4%. I'm gonna do it like that. I'm gonna charge my phone at the same time. Look at this, the beautiful sun. This is beautiful. Okay, so lastly we got the Arlong Pirates. I have to make sure that we're doing the Tokyo Ghoul. Fuck's sakes, I don't have time. Yep. Oh, there you go. We'll have Tokyo Ghoul just be less loud. I'm sorry, this is the best I can do, guys. You see the Tokyo Ghoul here. Right, so I have to check out the both. So, and Arlong Pirates are super cool. So we see Nami and we see her own town, why she's doing the thing that she's doing. Basically, the reason, oh my god, 2%. It's not charging? No way. Oh fuck, I'm gonna have to stop here. Okay, Ink, you can do it. A secret risk for once in your life.